Hello everyone, this is part 1 of What If Naruto Was Like Edward Elric in Fullmetal Alchemist, and this story is made by Kenichi618, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
October 10th, a day of meaning for every citizen of Konoha, the day the Yondaime Hokage defeated the seemingly invincible Kyuubi no Kitsune. As important as this day is, its importance varies for different people. For most it is a day of mourning those lost during the great battle to subdue the all-powerful creature and to celebrate the costly victory. However, for quite a few of the villages it is a day for vengeance, as quite a few of them would put it, and their idea of proper vengeance is hunting down a young child known as the reincarnation of the damn demon fox, and tormenting this poor soul to the extent their own twisted satisfaction. Damn it, enough of this crap, how long do I have to live like this? These were the thoughts of 6-year-old Naruto Uzumaki as he ducked through Konoha's backstreets and crowded corridors in an attempt to escape the drunken, bloodthirsty throng of villages after his blood. Repeatedly cut off and running out of options, the child ran into the woods. Collapsing to the forest floor, Naruto came to a horrifying conclusion. He was utterly surrounded. As the mob inched ever closer with cries of, "Remember the Yondaime," or, "Your time has come, demon," Naruto, despite his fear of the ever-impending doom, resigned himself to his fate. Hey, well, at least I'll have some peace in death, thought Naruto. Morbidly resigning himself to try and get a few licks in before his inevitable demise, Naruto rose to his feet. One last show of bravado. Come and get your asses kicked. Naruto Uzumaki fears no mortal man. Brave last words for a dead man walking. XXX. A wagon loaded with metal working supplies was being dragged through the city by a boy no older than 9 years old. A gray-haired, red-eyed youth was straggling through the crowded streets, people clearing the way for him, as the look on his face showed that he was thin on patience and that those willing to test it would see just how much strength it takes to carry such a load. Damn that old bat, how the hell can she expect a little kid to drag all of this bullcrap across the damn city, let alone the whole damn country? With the strained groans of young Joshiro Moyomoto as he proceeded along the late-night city streets towards the hotel of his current employer. 10 minutes later, an exhausted Joshiro collapsed at the foot of the hotel storage facility, stirring only at the quaint speech of a very familiar voice. Very good child, you really are coming along when it comes to your eye for detail. Joshiro turned his head to be greeted with the vision of a short gray-haired lady with her hair in a bun, bifocals, a pipe, and a Midwestern dress. You may be worth the money I pay you after all. Ugh, kiss my ass, you old goat. How the hell am I gonna do this all the way across the country? Joshiro asked with ire in his tone. I'll be dead before we even get halfway to reassemble, Kami. Oh, well, if this little burden is too much, then I guess you can never expect to be a blacksmith. A real smithy is used to carrying twice this much daily for wares. A weakling like you should just give up if this pittance is too much. The old lady sneered. Joshiro rolled on his back to glare at the woman, shouting, "Kiss my ass, pinako, you old gnome." Narrowing his eyes at the old lady, he continued, "I'm a friggin' kid, I think it's damn impressive I got this all the way here. Snort, don't see why you didn't just hire a shinobi team to do this anyway, we're in a hidden village after all." He finished in a mumble. Slamming a heel on the child's sternum, she said, "Bah, lazy good for nothing, kids like you need more drive, more focus." Grinding the foot in his chest, she continued, "And if I say you need more seasoning, you need more seasoning, or my name isn't Pinako Rockbell, auto male engineer extraordinaire. Not some runt like you that just wants to be a blacksmith. Abazan, Joshiro, be quiet, it's late, and we all need to get up tomorrow for the trip home. Both of you get to bed," a 9-year-old blonde girl says, walking up to the embattled pair. "Joshiro, you really should know that we don't have the money to afford a squad of shinobi for such a thing. Stop antagonizing Abazan," and Abazan let Joshiro up. "He is kind of right. Carrying all of this stuff is gonna hurt him." "Gomen Winri-chan," Joshiro said sheepishly, "I guess I'm cranky, but seriously, that is a crapload of supplies." The boy said as he stood up. "What can I say, kids?" Pinako said, smiling slightly, "I like being prepared." XXX. As the dull thwacking noise of fists and feet smacking flesh along with the cheers of people echoed through the night, Naruto found himself slipping in and out of consciousness, pain eventually replaced with a numb feeling of warmth, a telltale sign that the end was near. Kuso, I'm at the end of my rope, if this doesn't stop soon, I'm a goner, believe it. Naruto thought just as his world went black. Power. Ha. Do you desire more power, Kit? A dark, low, growling voice ebbed out, echoing in the dark. The power to save yourself, to rid your being of these bothersome fools. Why yes, I must get up, I don't want to die here, Naruto thought weakly. There's too much left to do, I need to become Hokage, I vow to, I can't die here. Here Kit, as fun as it would be to just take control and slay these fools, I find it far more appealing to see how you would handle my power, the voice chuckled, defend yourself child, I expect quite a show from you, ha ha. The horrid beating continued as the tiny body began to stir. Naruto's rage at the continued efforts of the people took effect quickly. Grabbing a crowding man's foot he launched a punch at the man's kneecap, shattering it on impact. Ah, damn it to hell, get that demon, don't look at me, he's too dangerous to be left alive, finish him. A low growl diverted attention. Naruto, clothes cut to ribbons, blonde hair dyed red with blood, had risen to his feet with a look of absolute hatred in his eyes. Canines bared, whisker marks deepened, people could swear that his aura was glowing in the night. You know, I feel pretty good right now, he snarled with a smirk, so how's about you all see what kind of demon I really am, nay. And at that he ran into the crowd, damaging anyone he could reach, punching, kicking, biting, grabbing, doing anything, everything he possibly could to cause physical harm to his enemies. By now people were running in droves, resolve broken, terrified of their prey turned predator. Shouting encouragement to escape, screaming and shouting, the forest quickly cleared of any and all assailants, leaving Naruto alone. The now exhausted blonde slumped to the ground against a tree, rehashing the current events in his head. When the surge of power came, despite an overwhelming urge to kill, to maim, to rip the people apart, Naruto had made a considerable effort to keep himself from doing just that, because if he had, he would just be proving them all right. It would have proven he was a monster, a demon, that he was less than human, and he wouldn't give those hypocrites the satisfaction. XXX. The three travelers were settled into their hotel rooms for the night, Winry and Pinako in one room, Joshiro in the other. The two female travelers were fast asleep, however Joshiro was wide awake reading a small orange book. While the contents of said book were by admittance quite odd, Joshiro defended his habit of reading such strange literature by saying that the things he read could be used in the future when he got the opportunity to put the book's findings into practice. A terrifying feeling of dread set over the red-eyed youth as he sensed a tightly wound power coming from the outskirts of town. It was a thing dreadful, unnatural force stirring the aspiring blacksmith from his reading. Wanting to satisfy his curiosity, he snatched a hunting knife from his pack and ran downstairs and outside towards the power. Old Lady Pinako and Winry-chan won't miss me much, hell I'll be back by sunrise. XXX. Adrenaline settling and power ebbing, the child never sensed the sneak attack. A kick to the head coming from the middle of nowhere violently jerked the boy from his reprieve and sent him flying into another tree. Jerking his head up to see his new enemy, shaking not with fear but now with anger, he shouted to the skies, to his foe, to anyone or anything with the ability to hear. WHY, why, WHY. He screamed now with tears in his eyes, what the hell is it all for? What did I do? WHO did I hurt? Answer me goddammit. A rather plain-looking man with a chunin vest unsheathed a katana and a smug, self-satisfying grin on his face as he strolled to the defiant boy and kneed him in the head. I don't need to answer you, demon, the man said. You're easy pickings now. You used all of your damn dirty demon power on those civilians. Well, now you've got a true shinobi to deal with. Time to die, demon. Raising the blade above his head to finish the blonde maverick, time seemed to slow down for the boy. No, no more. These people want me dead. They damn sure better know. I will not die. The child darted to the right, arm seemingly serving as a makeshift catapult, attempting to dodge the cold steel. Attempting to follow up on his first slash, he lunged toward the boy, determined to fini. He never followed up. At this moment Joshiro, trying to investigate the mysterious power, saw the man swing at a child leaping to get away. In a flash of horror and anger, Joshiro ran in and thrusted his knife at the man's neck, piercing his Adam's apple. The chunin had a look of horror and confusion on his face, choking on blood and steel, while Joshiro's emotionless ruby eyes showed no remorse. Choking and twitching for a few seconds, in a pool of blood the man went still and silent. Averting his attention to the small, crawling blonde bundle a few yards away, he said, "Hey kid, you can stop now, the guy is dead. Very dead, he can't hurt you anymore, it's okay." As if hearing his savior's words, the boy stopped moving. Joshiro walked towards the boy, all the while noticing things about the situation. Such as the tattered clothes, the raggedy footwear, the awkward angle that he came to rest at, the blood pooling around him. All these things were taken into account, and upon reaching the child, Joshiro turned around and saw a sight that brought bile to the top of his throat. The mangled remains of a tiny arm, recently cut from a human body. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, the god of ninja, the professor, was overlooking the land of his domain on the morning of October 11th, thinking only one thing. "I am too old for shit," he sighed while exhaling his pipe. Usually he'd be in a hospital waiting on Naruto to awaken after October 10th, however the traditional summoning to the hospital by Anbu never happened as it usually did. At this revelation he did not know quite what to think. Did Naruto actually prevent harm from coming to himself, or did the worst finally come to pass? His answer finally came as he felt the familiar whipping of wind and spray of leaves common of Shunshin. As he turned he was greeted by the sight of the familiar dog mask and gravity-defiant gray hair. "Sandaime-sama, I have grave news." "Is that so, Kakashi? Does it have to do with Naruto by chance?" the old man stated knowingly while taking another puff from his pipe. "Hi Sandaime-sama, he's in the hospital ER." Kakashi stated looking down. It's not good sir, the kid is in rough shape." The old man had a grim look on his face. "Minato, what would you say now, seeing how they treat your legacy?" Turning to Kakashi, "Thank you Kakashi, you are dismissed, go rest." "Hi Hokage-sama, I just hope he somehow survives this one, I can't even begin to tell you, you have to see it yourself." The dog-masked Anbu then proceeded to Shunshin away. The grizzled leader of men proceeded to exit his office. "Naruto, what can I do to protect you? When will you know peace, my boy?" XXX. Naruto found himself suddenly standing in a field of white. White. However, right in front of him there stood a massive gate covered in writing that slowly began to open. Naruto heard wonderful voices, sounds of joyous laughter, cheering, and people, all beckoning for him to enter. Without hesitation he proceeded within. Entering the dark he heard the gate begin to close, and the child couldn't have cared less. "At least no one can hurt me here," he morbidly thought. Resigning to the dark, the gate stopped closing, when Naruto heard a familiar voice, the voice beckoning him to fight back against the villagers. "Oh no you don't, it's not over yet, you can't have him yet, damn it, he just got interesting." Turning around to face the familiar voice he saw a wave of red flowing toward him. As it surrounded him the voice spoke once more, "Come along kid, you can't die yet, you and I are going to have such fun." Now being dragged from the gate he heard one more thing before succumbing to overwhelming fatigue. "Now rest kit, you have a tall task ahead of you, make sure you are prepared, and kit, I'll see you again very soon, I assure you." XXX. Cobalt blue eyes open to blinding white. "Woo freaking who more white light, ugh I feel like crap." "Okay, check your surroundings." Naruto began checking his immediate surroundings. "Okay, smells like ammonia, rubbing alcohol, piss, and nasty food. Obviously it's a hospital, duh." He sat up and began to move about when he realized something. He could not feel his right arm, at all. Looking down his eyes widened with horror as he saw the nothingness spanning from his shoulder. Tears formed in his eyes, as a scream choked in his throat. Touching the area of nothing he cried freely, wailing in anguish for his lost limb. His door was quickly thrust open. Seeing that he currently had company he dammed up his tears and put on his emotional mask. "WHWH, who are you?" he said, gazing at the arrivals. 3 people he had never met before had entered his room. Leading the way was an elderly woman with gray hair up in a bun, bifocal glasses, and a frontier-reminiscent dress. She was almost as short as himself, however she carried herself as if she was not a frail old woman, with an air of confidence. Following her was a younger blonde girl, a few years older than Naruto himself, with blue eyes almost like himself, wearing a light blue sundress. The final boy walking in had long white hair, red eyes, and a tanner complexion than Naruto was used to. The boy had on an open olive vest with a gray shirt underneath and black pants. The thing about this person that interested Naruto was that despite being just a few years older was his body build. The muscular definition was evident even through all of the clothes. To Naruto the boy was huge. Well, little one, it seems you're finally awake. That's good. They said you wouldn't awaken for quite a while. You certainly are a tough little boy, aren't you? Said the elderly lady in the room. Yeah, kid, you had me all shaken up when I found you. Thought you were a goner for sure. Lucky bastard. The smiling white-haired youth said while ruffling Naruto's hair. Oh, by the way, this is Pinako Rockbell, her granddaughter Winry, and I am your personal hero, Joshiro Moyomoto. Well, hi guys, howdy, Naruto replied sheepishly. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm handicapped, at your service. He finished while looking down at his injury. The four people in the room were left in awkward silence until the door opened, revealing the Sandaime Hokage. Hey there, old man, what's up? Moving closer towards the bed, Sarutobi realized the very important piece of missing flesh and bone. He stood in silence for a moment, not really trusting his voice before he finally spoke. Naruto-kun, I'm so glad you're alive. What happened? Who did this to you? Tell me everything. As Naruto got situated, he began to tell the events of the previous night to all in attendance. He saw the old Kage begin to fume in quiet rage. Pinako was thoroughly disgusted and flinched noticeably when Naruto recalled the more graphic points. While Joshiro's eyes showed bitter indifference, his mind was screaming more questions. Who was this kid? Why was he attacked? And what the hell is this guy doing about it? Winry was driven to tears, and by the time he was done she had glomped him, crying into his still existent left arm. Oh Kami, how could anyone do anything like this to a little kid? She cried. Naruto I. Sarutobi seemed to be at a loss for words. I'm so sorry, there could have been something Old man, it's not your fault, there's only so much you can do, you've already done so much. I know you can't help every time anything happens to me, Hokage or not, you're just one man. Grabbing the phantom limb where his arm used to be, Naruto felt the tears rise once more. I guess I need to find a new dream now, since I don't know any one-armed ninja at all, let alone a one-armed Hokage. Naruto, I will find a way to help you now, I swear it. Sarutobi looked around the room and took notice of the three foreign faces in surrounding the bed. If I could speak to you all in my office about this, we should let Naruto here get some rest. All bidding Naruto a goodbye, Pinako, Winry, and Joshiro followed the Sandaime to his office. XXX. I would like to thank you all for helping Naruto last night. Kami knows he needs all he can get, he began as he sat behind his desk while his guests took the couches around front. I would like to get your viewpoints from what happened. And so all three told their side of the tale. While Pinako and Winry had the part of ensuring the boy did not die on the way to the hospital, Joshiro had told the largest chunk of the events, reciting his part of finding Naruto, killing his attacker, and rushing to the hotel and then to the hospital with the boy in hand. I see. I must thank you Pinako-san and you Winry-chan for prolonging Naruto's life. I can only imagine what that took, Sarutobi said with a look of admiration on his face. It was not an issue, Sandaime-sama. What were we to do? Allow the child to die? Pinako said. Following the old man's example, she took out her own pipe and began to smoke. Yeah, I mean he's barely older than us, who could just do something like that? What a monster. Winry stated, beginning to feel enraged. Nothing he could have possibly done would make attacking him justifiable. Joshiro shifted uncomfortably in his seat, fearing repercussions from his defense of Naruto. Sensing this, Sarutobi began to address the red-eyed boy. And you, Joshiro, his tone forcing Joshiro to squelch further in his chair, as if he would melt under the old man's firm gaze. Thank you my boy, had you not showed up when you did, Naruto would have lost far more than an arm. Seeing Joshiro loosen up, he continued, I'm impressed with you, a child your age taking down a Chunin-level ninja is a very big deal. Joshiro's face echoed the confusion he felt. Nani? You aren't like totally pissed off that I killed one of your ninja? Seeing the look on Sarutobi's face, Joshiro only had one thought which he readily voiced, well hot damn then. Sarutobi began to elaborate, scum such as the man you disposed of last night isn't worth such an emotion Joshiro-kun, if anything I should thank you for it. A small smirk appeared on his face. If you hadn't done what you had, I assure you he would have felt far worse in the coming days. A coward such as him did not deserve such a quick, clean death. He growled out. Quick, maybe, clean, not so much. Joshiro thought as he smirked in grim satisfaction, however he relented as reality hit. What are we going to do about Naruto though? His arm, it's gone. His dread resurfaced. Yes, his ambition of being a ninja of this village is all but gone, he said while looking out among his town. more specifically the Hokage monument. A boy with one arm cannot do much as a shinobi. He took another long exhale from his pipe. Winry popped up, inspired, and shot her grandmother a pleading look. Pinako, sensing her granddaughter's intentions, grew a small smirk and spoke up. Well, who says he'll only have one arm? Noting the speed at which the Hokage turned around and Joshiro perked up, she knew she had planted the seeds of Naruto's salvation. Why, you can actually do something about his arm. Sarutobi said with an incredulous look on his face. What can you do for him? You obviously don't know of me, so allow me to introduce myself. Pinako Rockbell, Chief Auto Male Engineer at your service. Pinako stated with a grin. Sarutobi, however, was still confused. Auto Male. Auto Male is an advanced prosthetic, Winry cut in, speaking in a matter-of-factly way. Instead of a regular prosthetic limb, he'll be able to have all the things he had with his real arm, and it's tougher too. I imagine that if he wants to be one of your ninja, that will come in handy. Unnoticeable to the people in the room, Sarutobi's mood lightened considerably after full comprehending what was going on. Very well, I imagine that such a procedure is not cheap. Send me a price and I will see that it is bought and paid for. Pinako cut in. Oh nonsense, a child such as him that has been through such a hell of a life has earned a fair shake at his dream, no charge. At that the group left to return to the hospital to give Naruto the news. XXX. Upon their return to Naruto's room, they found that he had seemingly not moved an inch. Having your dreams crushed will do that to you. Leading the way, Sarutobi was the first to speak. Naruto-kun, we have good news for you, my boy. There is a way for you to actually get a functioning arm to replace the one you lost. Naruto had seen regular prosthetics before. He lives in a village inhabited by ninja, people who go fight and die all the time. Lost limbs were not rare. He had seen what others had as prosthetics, and while more functional than nothing, he still knew that life as a shinobi would still be non-existent. He needed an actual arm. Needless to say, he was still very dejected. Thanks, Aji-san, but a prosthetic wouldn't be enough to be a ninja. I might as well have nothing. What is with you people? Winry spoke up to a surprised Naruto, who had only heard a few words of condolence from the girl earlier that day. Auto Male isn't some useless hunk of plastic or something, it's just as good as your real arm, if not better. At this point, Pinako and Winry sat down to explain to Naruto the concept of Auto Male, what made it special, how it worked, and that it would aid him in his pursuit of being a ninja. By this time, Naruto's interest had been piqued, and despite the explanation of agonizing pain during the attachment process, he was dead set on the required surgery. And that's pretty much it, just like your old one, well, except for the metal part. Naruto was ecstatic. Hell yeah, sign me up. He jumped up, surprising everyone not personally acquainted with him, bounding in place from toe to toe. This is gonna be so cool, I'll have my arm back. Naruto, are you sure you want this? The Sandaime Hokage was slightly skeptical, especially after they drove home the agonizing Paran part. I already said it, Aji-san, fuck the pain. XXX. Fuck the pain, Naruto spoke in a low, hoarse voice. His voice was out because for the past couple of hours Naruto had been screaming every single curse word his 6-year-old brain had memorized at the top of his lungs from the exact second the metal couplings were attached to his flesh. No matter how used to it they were, Joshiro and Winry still couldn't stand listening to the screams of those undergoing surgery. No painkiller had enough power to ebb the pain. The fact that the surgery was being done to the loudest kid in the entire village didn't help lower the sound decibels any. What part of "it's gonna hurt" didn't you understand, kid? Joshiro smirked at the exhausted boy. I thought you were tougher than that. Ha ha. OWWW. No, damn you guys. Fuck this. OWWW. You sounded like a total loser, kid. Fuck you, you evil, sadistic, dark magic ass. Ugh. Ooh. Good comeback, kid. If you fight as well as you throw insults, then you won't even be able to be a genin. Kiss my ass, Joshiro. Yeah, you actually are tough though. That auto male attachment surgery is pure torture. You don't need to feel bad at all for yelling. I've seen grown men cry from that shit, Naruto. It's no joke. Feeling a little physically better, he sat up, prepared to ask a few questions. Anno, Joshiro, why did you save me the other night? Looking down, he continued. Most people ignore me or try to hurt me. You don't even know me. None of you do. So, I just wanted to know why you all helped me. Joshiro looked at the child in near disbelief. Kid, you're a kid. People shouldn't do stuff like that to kids. Hell, they shouldn't do it to anyone. Sadness began to build in the red-eyed youth as he looked upon his younger counterpart. No one should ever have to just rely on themselves, but he thinks he can only count on himself. Planting a hand on Naruto's shoulder, he gave him a big grin. "Ah, hell with it, little buddy, you're welcome, it's no big deal, I'd have felt bad not helping you." As Naruto gave him a genuine smile back, he turned to leave. "Alright, you little squirt, get some rest, hopefully when I come back you'll be able to form coherent sentences," Joshiro said as he left the room. "Don't worry, Naruto, I have a plan, you won't be all alone anymore after this, I promise." XXX. Hiruzen and Sarutobi had never lost a battle. The Sandaime Hokage had defeated every enemy he had ever faced in his entire career. He had survived encounters with every enemy imaginable, however the only foe he could not defeat was the same foe he was obligated to see for the rest of his tenure as Hokage. That damn paperwork, the scourge of every powerful man in world history. He would take a reprieve from this torture any way he could get it. "Old man, I've got some business with you," was his only warning before his office door was kicked wide open by Joshiro, strolling in all his glory right up to the front of his desk. Eye contact followed by a lengthy silence followed soon thereafter. However, Sarutobi smirked, as he already had a good idea about what this was about. "Why sure, Joshiro-kun, have a seat, we have much to discuss." The sour look on Joshiro's face he had upon entering had dissipated after seeing the knowing look on Sarutobi's face. Needless to say, Joshiro, eager to get business done, took the old man's advice and sat down. "Okay, old man, you have my undivided attention, let's chit-chat, and sugarcoat nothing, I need to know whatever you can tell me," Joshiro said. Sarutobi's smirk grew to a full-blown grin at this point. "Why, Joshiro-kun, whatever do you mean?" Joshiro sighed, eyes narrowing. "You know what I mean, tell me about Naruto." XXX. The next few days were Naruto staying with the Rockbells and Joshiro in their hotel rooms, getting his new arms situated, learning how keep maintenance, getting some clothes to replace his old clothes, just trying to keep the kid comfortable and make him feel normal. One of these days, while sitting with Winry and Naruto, Joshiro took the time to actually get to know the little blonde boy better. "So, Naruto, tell me, why do you want to be a ninja? I mean, you're a tough little punk and everything, but that path is no joke, you need to be serious." Naruto looked at the older boy, eyebrow raised. "Hey Joshiro, I can be serious, but what fun is that?" He began smirking. "Yeah, it's gonna be tough, I'll need to get serious, so what's wrong with having fun now while I can?" Shifting topics, he continued. "Hey Joshiro, why are you so strong? I mean, you told me what you did that night and it's kind of hard to believe, you're barely older than me." Joshiro pondered for a moment before answering. "Well, I have to carry tons of heavy crap for old lady Pinako and Winry-chan. In other words, I'm pack mule status, so naturally I got faster and stronger doing that bullshit all damn day every day." Winry proceeded to crack Joshiro in the head. "Language, Joshiro. Naruto-kun doesn't need to pick your nasty cursing habit. Damn it, Winry, what the hell?" he said while rubbing his head and sitting back up. "I think I have a right to speak as I choose. If the kid is smart, he won't start, but if he does, who cares? The world needs more people willing to speak up." Before Winry could respond to Joshiro's retort, their attention was diverted by Naruto, howling with laughter on the bed. "Damn Joshiro, I can't believe you let Winry wail on you like that, she's just a girl, man." Before continuing to laugh, "Naruto-kun," Winry said in a deceptively sweet voice, "what do you mean by all of that?" Naruto, unaware of the danger he had unintentionally placed himself in, eloquently elaborated. "Oh, I meant it's funny, 'cause you're just a girl, and look at Shiro over there. He's ripped, he's basically a brick shithouse." WHAP. Winry once again spoke in a sweet tone of voice. "Naruto-kun, please don't use language like that, I can take that arm of yours back after all, you don't want that, do you?" Forcing Naruto to perk up out of fear of the young blonde girl. "Oh Kami, I need to apologize to Joshiro, Winry-chan is scary when she's upset. GG Gamen, sorry Winry-chan, it won't happen again." Her mood instantly perked up. "That's okay Naruto-kun, you're just a little kid." Her mood then darkened, switching her ire to Joshiro. "Unlike Joshiro over here, he actually knows better than to speak like that, and he still does it anyway." Mood swinging again, she switched topics. "Okay, I've had enough of this room, I'm going outside, see you guys." Waiting until they knew Winry was a good distance away from the room, both boys let go of their breaths. Naruto spoke first. "Kami, I'm sorry Joshiro, getting beat up by Winry is no joke, Gomen Joshiro. Joshiro's ever-present smirk returned in response, yeah kid, don't mess around with girls that are that violent. A hair-trigger response time to stupidity means you need to walk around on eggshells, my man, especially if you have a problem watching your words like myself. Hey Shiro, Naruto asked. Yeah kid. Joshiro responded, I just felt like I had to say, thanks, for saving me, for everything. No problem Naruto, happy to help, he said while smiling. A real man of honor like myself has got to protect those in need, it's a part of my code of conduct. This forced a puzzled look from Naruto, code of conduct. Grinning wildly now, Joshiro threw Naruto a scroll before reclining back and took out his familiar orange book, waiting on Naruto's reaction. The paper read, Joshiro Moyomoto's Code of Greatness. Protect those around you, strength and power is useless unless it is used to help those that cannot help themselves, bullies are scum, grow strong not for yourself, but for those you care for, and never stop reaching out to those around you, even if they are your enemy. Remember, an enemy is just a friend you don't know that well. Regret nothing, fear less. Regrets and fears are worthless. Regretting what has already happened is a waste of time and emotions. As long as you are still alive, you can move forward. Looking back in anger or sadness is a good way to miss the future. Fear is even more useless. Every single thing the gods have ever created has been mortal, or had a weakness. In battle you must never fear your foe. If it can bleed, feel pain, hell, if you can make it fear you instead, then it isn't worth your own. After all, even if you do actually lose, death is only the beginning. Crash course in douchebags. There is no set definition for a douchebag, however general qualifications are shitty attitude, ever-present sneer or scowl, air of superiority, and the worst possible trait. A popped collar. If you ever come across one of these narcissistic assholes, then all you can do is stay away and try not to be infected with his Dutch ebogosity. Do not try to outdo a douchebag, for even if you are victorious he will only make excuses, whine, or try to escalate your conflict to staggering levels. On the flip side, losing in anything to a D-bag will result in him never letting you hear the end of it, which for some is a fate worse than death. A flee on site recommendation is the preferred method for dealing with them. It's a lose-lose situation across the board. Seriously. Introduce yourself. Whenever introductions are made, the first impression forms the most lasting opinion a person can have of you. Whatever you want people to think of you, act like it. However, if you are not a bitch-ass excuse for a neutered man, you should just act like yourself. If a person doesn't like you for you, then fuck them. A billion damn people in the world, not everyone has to like you. However, respect is a different story altogether. Respect is earned. Respect is truly earned, not given, not inherited. If someone has not given you a reason to respect them, then you really don't have to, even if they are of high status. Seriously, what are they going to do, kill you? Well, even if they do, don't fear. Remember, we are all going to die, and very little of what we do really actually matters. To get respect, stick to your morals, be kind, courteous, yet stern at times, and don't take anyone's bullshit. Even if it doesn't get you the desired effect right of the bat, keep at it. It could take a time span of weeks to fucking years, but stick to your guns and you will get what you've earned. Nicknames. Do not hesitate to nickname anyone you meet, anyone at all. If you are like me, then you are borderline retarded when it comes to names and faces. Placing a face with a name of your own creation based on slight observation of the people around you is the greatest way to keep important people in your head. Endear yourself to the nicer ones, and utterly goad the not so nice ones into acting the ass in front of people. Remember, be brutally honest but not overly so. No one likes taking a swooping in public. No mercy for the merciless. Being benevolent in victory is just fine, it's great. You kick a little ass, show off a bit, and you and your opponent can all go home and maybe get a few chuckles off of it later. But there is a distinct discrepancy between mercy in combat and just flat out being a pussy. If the guy you just laid out like a nasty ass rug was just 5 seconds ago trying to separate your head from your shoulders, then fuck that guy. He better hope that hell has a pool, because that motherfucker is too dangerous to be left alive. If he doesn't take you out in the future, then he'll be more than willing to harm someone close to you just for shits and giggles. When a situation such as that truly comes into perspective, then fuck they're expendable. Never let you sweat. People are the ultimate unknown. They can show you the sweetest side you'll ever want to see, or they can be the arch bastard of arch bastards. People delight in seeing others down and out, and they are sure as hell not above kicking a guy when he's down. If you want to believe that people can truly change, then be my guest. but my advice would be to keep one eye open. Just like respect, trust is earned, not given. Oh, you can trust a total stranger, but more or likely that shit will get you blindsided by some fucked up shit that you never saw coming. To remedy this, never show pain, never show fear, never show sadness, anger, fatigue, dopey, grumpy, hell, all of Snow White's damn dwarves. Don't do it. If a guy punches you dead in the jaw or cuts you, don't reach for the wound. That just says, hey, that hurt, you got me good, better come on in while I'm still hurt. That is a requiem for an ass kicking. Show nothing, get up, dust yourself off and give that loser a look that says, what, that's all you got, fucking pussy. A good poker face can save you a lot of anguish, physical or otherwise. Chivalry is not dead. Show members of the opposite share your utmost respect. The reason that this isn't higher is probably because it is so damn basic. Not only will having respect for the females that you will choose to surround yourself with eventually see you more than likely winding up in an actual relationship with one of them. It will also help you when the time comes to block some kind of bullshit rumor, or maybe that it might just make you look cooler. If those don't work for you, then how about you just do it, because having a lack of chivalry will send you down the bunny hill leading to the slippery slope of Dutchabaggery. Need I continue? Didn't think so. Don't be a robot. Just because someone says something does not necessarily make it true. Hell, I could say aliens exist and have been living among us for years. Crazy. Hell yes, but whether or not it is an opinion, nothing more, nothing less, you are entitled to them as is everyone else. Some of the things I say may not make sense to you. Some of the things I say may not apply to you. Take it how you will. The important thing to remember is to march to the beat of your own drum. Different, weird, odd, strange, all of these things don't mean better or worse, they just mean different. So do your own thing, don't follow blindly. If anything, you led, because people only remember number 1, 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers. Upon finishing the scroll, he looked back at Joshiro, who was still reading his book. Joshiro hadn't stirred, he hadn't spoken, looked up, hell, he hadn't sneezed. Hey Joshiro, is this for real? Looking up from his book, he answered the young man, every word, it's truly my code, I follow it to the letter. Ever wonder why I'm so kind to Winry-chan and Pinako? Naruto shook his head. No. I've pretty much been the Rockbell family pack mule for years now, kid. I don't do it for the money, the extra metal to work with. Hell, I don't do it because they let me stay with them. I do it because it's the right thing to do. Naruto nodded in understanding. When I started helping them, I was just wandering through the countryside when I came to their town and saw Winry-chan having some trouble with some supplies one day. I helped her, and one thing led to another as I ended up as their assistant for going on 2 years now. They gave me a place to stay eventually out of gratitude, and far be it from me to turn down a warm bed. 1 night turned to 1 week turned to a month. I just didn't leave. Naruto nodded again in understanding before asking a question. Hey Shiro, you said something about metal, why would you need metal? Joshiro gave a big grin prior to answering the question. Well, little buddy, you are looking at the future. Greatest blacksmith of all time. Pinako let me use some of the scraps she had left over from designing her automail. I make everything we use, from the tools they keep to the knife in my boot. I have to say, I'm not one for tooting my own horn, but I have to say that I think I'm pretty damn good, a regular bona fide prodigy at this crazy trade o' mine. He said in the humblest way possible, which meant it was a brash statement. Okay, sure. Let's go with that then, cause now you, my friend, are looking at the future. Greatest Hokage of all time. Naruto started, now standing. Yes sirree. Even with a false automail arm, I will still take Gigi's damn hat one day. Naruto stated proudly. Hell, with this upgraded bad boy right here, who knows how easy it will be. Joshiro and Naruto stared at one another for a few moments before breaking into raucous laughter. Aha, kid with that attitude, I have no doubt you'll run this place one day. Joshiro stated with a firm smile on his face, not a smirk, not a brash grin, a genuine smile. You too, Joshiro. Hey, maybe you'll end up being my blacksmith. I'd better get a discount on my wares. Naruto said before they both broke into laughter once more. The two boys continued to talk into the night. As Joshiro told Naruto how he lived before meeting the Rockbells, Naruto told him about how he had spent his life in Konoha. By the end of the night, both boys had found a kindred spirit in the other, comparing stories, trials and tribulations, likes and dislikes, and they had found that they had truly enjoyed the other's company. XXX. Days went by and eventually they had to leave the city. They had prolonged the departure in an effort to keep the young blonde company as long as he could until finally the day had come where they had to exit the city gates to return to reassemble. And so Pinako and Winry were sitting by the front gate waiting not only on Naruto and the Sandime Hokage to say goodbye, but on the third member of their party, young Joshiro. Waiting for as long as she could remember, Winry let out a sigh, where in the name of Kami is Joshiro. She asked her grandmother, "We can't really wait all day, we need to get going while there is still enough light to reach the next town." Pinako took a toke from her pipe. "I'm sure what he's doing is important, calm down girl, he'll be here soon." Winry sighed again, "I hope so grandma, because any longer and I'm gonna. Hey. Winry-chan. Pinako baa-san. Turning towards the offending noise they saw Naruto running towards the gate. His appearance changed since the night of his attack. He now wore a long-sleeve orange shirt with a spiral on the front, he also wore blue shorts, and to go along with it he had his right arm wrapped up in order to hide his new auto-mail, still feeling shame over the loss of his arm. Eventually the blonde ball of energy came to a stop in front of his new friends. "So you guys are leaving today," he said in a saddened tone. "I'm gonna miss you guys, but you have your own lives to live and get back to, just, keep in touch okay?" Winry knelt down to the boy with a soft look on her face. "Of course Naruto-kun, don't you worry, I'll write all the time, and we'll come visit you." She stopped to ruffle his hair and then continued, "And you better take care of your auto-mail, it's very expensive you know." Naruto quickly put a grin on his whiskered features in order to respond to the girl. "You know it Winry-chan, I would never let this awesome present get destroyed, and I'll write you guys when I need upgrades, maybe next time I'll have money to pay you with." This got a laugh out of Winry and a chuckle out of Pinako. "Well it looks like everyone is here." At the turn of their heads they saw Sarutobi with Joshiro in tow with smiles on their faces. "Pinako, I hope you have everything you need for your journey back to your village." Pinako moved forward to speak. "Yes, we are just about ready to go now." Sarutobi made a motion as if to stop them from further loading the wagon before stating his intent. "There's no need for you to continue this yourselves. I have commissioned a genin team to help you with your wares and to escort you back to reassemble." Pinako put a smirk on her features. "What? Joshiro been complaining again about dragging the cart home? For shame my boy, a blacksmith must have more salt than that." By now Winry had joined in on poking fun at the white-haired youth. Joshiro had a sheepish look on his face while taking his lambasting from Pinako. "Well you see, about that old lady, I won't be returning home with you guys, hee." Winry had a stunned look on her face. Pinako was so shocked she dropped her pipe. Sensing the confusion in the air, Joshiro tried to press the silence by continuing his reasoning. "I just thought that someone here had to take some initiative and try to take care of the brat, and since we can't take him with us I decided that I should stay with him. It's totally cool though. The old Kage here thought it was a great idea and with a few concessions for both Naruto and myself, boom, bam, I am now a full-fledged citizen of Konoha. Hold your applause please." Pinako looked at the boy with a look of appeal. She also thought that Naruto needed someone to keep him alive. However, she was too old to defend him, and when the chips were down she knew Winry could not keep him safe for long. Joshiro was young, and had proven that not only could he easily dispatch bandits, he rather liked this as it was his only break from dragging carts while on their trips. He also swiftly put an end to the life of a Chunin-level shinobi on the night of Naruto's attack, showing that he could hold off decently powerful foes if given a chance. "Well Joshiro, I guess you finally got yourself out of pack mule duty once and for all huh?" Joshiro just shrugged at the jab. Winry was getting misty-eyed when she chose to speak up herself. "Hey, you always said you'd get out of reassemble and do something cool. I can't think of anything cooler than taking care of Naruto. Are you sure you two will be okay?" Joshiro walked up to Winry. "I don't see anything cool about this. It's just against my code to leave him alone. Helping him is in my nature. And about taking care of him, I took care of myself. Naruto's been taking care of himself. I'm pretty damn sure that he and I will be a-okay, so don't fret Winry-chan, but you still better visit us okay?" Winry nodded, not quite trusting her voice, and gave Joshiro a big hug. "Take care of yourself you dummy and keep Naruto-kun safe okay?" The two groups said the goodbyes with Naruto and Winry getting teary, although this heartwarming scene soon degenerated as Joshiro thought it to be a good idea to make fun of the two blondes while they were saying goodbye. Needless to say, Joshiro showed that even in the face of an emotional departure he could still goad a girl into giving him a tremendous beatdown, much to the amusement of all in attendance. After seeing the rock bells and their escorts off, the Hokage and Joshiro had one more surprise for Naruto. Well, now that goodbyes are done, I must be on my way, boys. Joshiro, take Naruto home to get yourself situated. Naruto, not exactly the sharpest knife in any drawer by any means, was confused by this statement. Nani? Gigi, what are you talking about? He said while shaking his head between the two. Joshiro isn't going to live in the orphanage, is he? Then he started to panic. Oh number. They kicked me out. They kicked me out. I won't be with Joshiro ni-san. Joshiro and the old man began to chuckle before Joshiro spoke up. Runt, I'm not going to that damn place, and neither are you. Did you just call me ni-san? Naruto gave him a straight look. Well, yeah, Shiro ni-san, you're the only person to really be this nice to me, ever, why wouldn't I? Joshiro just smiled at his little brother before he responded. Well, don't you worry about that one bit, because the old man sprung for an apartment for the both of us, pretty boss, huh? Naruto nodded his head quickly before smiling at the old man. Thanks, Gigi, really. Sarutobi just smiled before body flickering off to do Hokage stuff. Smiling down at his new sibling, Joshiro said the words that would forever be stuck in Naruto's head, a warm reminder that no matter how the village treated him, no matter how downtrodden life made him, he always had at least one person who would always be there for him. Come on, let's go home, Ototo. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.